up, amazing people? This is January, and you know what it is, right? Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Okay, so Cervical Cancer Awareness Month is commemorated globally, and it's no different in Zambia because we are here to break the silence on cervical cancer, to raise awareness, to end the stigma, and to support those that are going through it. And in raising awareness, we are also sharing stories because we understand the powerfulness of storytelling, because your story may be ordinary to you but extraordinary to somebody else. And today I have someone extraordinary joining me for the podcast, and her name is...
Hi, my name is Ashley.
Ashley, why has your energy gone down? So let me confess, before we went live, Ashley's energy was over the roof.
I'll bring it back up.
All right, so my name is Idah and I am your presenter. So Ashley, let's get started. This is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and thank you so much for allowing us to learn about your story, for being open about it and help break the silence that goes on with cervical cancer in our communities. So first things first, when were you diagnosed?
Well, it took a long time for me to get diagnosed, honestly, because like we were having our chat earlier on, I had gone through like about a long time, about 3-4 years of abnormal periods, in which I was just told, you know what, this is a hormonal imbalance. And I was being given drugs when I went everywhere, and that was the same story until my mom said this is not normal, of course. And then we ended up going to Marie Stopes.
Okay.
Yes. When we had gotten there, the first thing because usually like before the age of, is it 24 or 25?
You can't.
Yeah, they're not so keen on testing.
Yes.
And I got that before I got to 25.
Okay.
So the nurse luckily came and said, have you had your cervical cancer screening? And I told her, no, of course. And we had, it was a weird...
That was experience.
It was a weird screening, but it was interesting. But yeah, so we had that done at Marie Stopes. That was the beginning of... No, actually, it was late 2019. Yes, it was late 2019 when I was diagnosed from Marie Stopes. Yes.
All right. Okay. And just a bit of background, like before now, who is Ashley? Just a bit more about yourself so the audience can know who this beautiful girl is.
Well, Ashley is a fun-loving person, very adventurous. I like to eat.
You and I both.
Same WhatsApp group, same, you and me. And I'm also in the hospitality industry. So of course, if you know me, you know why I do what I do, and I am where I am. Yeah, and also my favorite color is red also.
Red? That's weird. Oh, that's not, I didn't say that's not weird. I mean, but red. Okay. The first person whose favorite color is red, because people will.
Don't you like roses? Aren't they pretty?
I love them.
Exactly.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Okay, so let me check. What's my favorite color? Okay, my favorite color is the brightest color.
Yellow?
Which is, no.
White?
No.
What?
Black.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. So now you went to Marie Stopes and you were told you were advised rather to do the cervical cancer screening. You did the screening, and what followed?
Okay, so the next thing was a referral to CDH. So when that had happened, I was in disbelief for a moment. I remember I didn't say anything to my mom. I was in disbelief, like it was real disbelief.
I can imagine.
Yes. So I didn't get it. I didn't understand it, and so my brain was trying to process it. So when we finally got there, there was a queue, a waiting cute, because when we did the necessary steps, the tests and everything, later on they had to postpone my treatment. They told me, no, you start your radiotherapy and chemo in like the following year, which is like, oh, that was around March.
Wow, and March is just like beginning of the year, first quarter of the year, and
so
they're told to do.
I'm like, but why are you making me wait that long? They're like, no, we have like a long queue, so you have to wait. It took time for it to register.
Yeah.
I think once I started treatment, that's when I was like, oh,
I'm actually going through it.
yeah, this is it. It's real.
It's real. It's happening.
You know, and the scary thing about cancer is you can't see it. That's the scary thing about it. Because you could be just walking around like you're looking good, and it's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the depression setting after treatment. Yeah, that's what it came like.
Okay. So wow. Okay. So could you describe your treatment options? So before you do that, actually, how long does it take now, like from diagnosis, like when you are sent from Mary Stopes to the cancer hospital, and starting your treatment? How's the waiting period?
That was like 4 months.
4 months.
Yes.
You see, and I think this is where the gap is, because if you look at our friends in the Western world, when someone is diagnosed and they start treatment right there and then, because cancer doesn't wait. And I'd also like to know at which stage your cancer was diagnosed, because you see, cancer, if it was found in stage 1, this whole waiting period for you to start treatment, it would have gone to another stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is something that we really advocate for. Like, I speak so passionate about, and hoping the government, the Ministry of Health, can expedite the process of the 2 other cancer centers that are being currently being worked on or coming up. One is on the Copper Belt and one is going to be in Livingston, so that we can reduce this waiting period. Yeah, okay. So yeah, now we're back to your story. What were your treatment options and how did you take treatment?
Okay, so first of all, I was diagnosed with stage 1B.
Stage 1, that's early diagnosis.
Yes, I think if my mom didn't push for it enough, I don't know what would have happened to me today.
Thank you, Mom. We love you. Kisses from here.
You know, when a mother knows, a mother knows. So when we got there, they first said, okay, I had to have a combination.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I was just in the early stages. So they said, you know what, like, just to eliminate this quickly, I was given RT and chemo as well. Okay. I was administered, is it cisplastic? Yes. Okay. Yes, and I went through that. That was crazy. That's when the depression hit me. Yeah. Eating. I lost a lot of weight. Like I didn't think it was possible to lose weight like that in such a short period. Because I also think the depression contributed to it. Yes. And once I did the combination, it was a slow process, but towards the end of 2021, I was good. I went into remission, of course. Mary Stopes is still my care provider. Okay. I don't trust anybody else. And we've partnered with Mary Stopes on a number of events, a number of projects. So they're friends to the society, to Zambian Cancer Society, of course. Of course, I always refer my friends to Mary Stopes. Okay. Their treatment. I've been to other hospitals, and just like the treatment that you get when you're trying to find out about your reproductive health or just checkups is a bit judgmental, so to say. Yeah. Yes. And you don't want that as a client. Exactly. But even just in the fight in cervical cancer, a lot of women are scared. They don't even know where to start from. like I'm in these women's groups, and even when you talk about cervical screening, cervical cancer, people are like, oh, how do you get this, or how does this come? And the thing is, even just cancer in general, I really think that the fight in Zambia right now needs to become bigger.
For sure.
It really does.
Hence the Cancer Smart Youth podcast.
Exactly.
Here to raise awareness and encourage people to go for early screening, because early screening saves lives.
Exactly.
And I just want our viewers to know today that cervical cancer is one of the most preventable cancers in the world. And I'm glad that you caught yours in the earliest stages.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So, you see, this cancer journey is a journey that one must not walk alone.
Of course.
Because it just doesn't work if you're alone. So I'd also like to know, like, what kind of support was helpful to you, both from friends, family, colleagues? Like, how was it helpful in your healing journey?
At first, I didn't really come out to my friends about it.
Yeah.
Except from one friend of mine. Her name is... I would run away to her house just when I needed some space, so to say. Her name is Mwange. She's on the copper belt right now. And she would just sit and listen and talk to me, and she would pray with me. And another person was my mother. My mother was soaking with medicine, painkillers. If you haven't taken your medicine, and she would sit there. And also with eating, because sometimes I just have a bottle of juice the whole day. And then I'm anemic, and then I start to shake.
Nice.
So it was a very rough time, but I'm really thankful for my family. The love that was there was amazing.
Support system is very important.
It's strong.
And you see, people like your mom are our unsung heroes, the caregivers. They do the most. They are so amazing. They help in your healing journey, and they just make the load a little lighter for you. Yeah. Okay. And also, what I'd also like to know is, before this cancer journey and all, did you have any knowledge about the HPV vaccine?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't even know what the HPV was.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay, but do you know what it is now?
Yes, I do. And that's been something I've been trying to speak, even with my male friends. I have this conversation with them. I'm like, have you been for an HPV test? And they're like, huh? What's that? I'm negative. You're negative with what? You don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. And I would also just encourage parents, because currently the HPV vaccine is being given to young girls aged between 9 and 15, and more especially during the Child Health Week. This is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and a number of hospitals like New Life Medical Center is giving the HPV vaccine for free to young girls. So it's a very good opportunity for parents and guardians to allow their girls to receive this vaccine, so that in case that time comes and they have the virus, the virus won't be able to survive, because the vaccine will be there to fight back the virus. You know what I mean? Exactly. And also, what are your thoughts on the importance of the HPV vaccine on young girls here in Zambia?
I think it's actually a great way to also educate parents. Like you've just said, the vaccine will really, really help in the future, in the later stages. Because if you look at the recent visits I've had at CDH, most of them are older women that are going through the cervical cancer treatment. But if we get our women young, we are saving them from the future, so to say.
For sure. Okay. If we catch them young, right?
Exactly. We're saving them from the future.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'm so happy. And I would just like to know if you're aware about the World Health Organization Cervical Cancer Elimination Strategy.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so the World Health Organization has got a 90-70-90 strategy, and explaining it that 90% of girls be fully vaccinated by the age of 15, and 70% of women get screened using a high performance test, and the last one is that 90% of women identified with cervical cancer disease get treated, and they are hoping to reach this by 2030. And so you and I can help WHO reach this strategy.
Of course,
because
of course.
like just this episode
Yes.
on its own is helping that, because it's sending a message, it's communicating to someone who is watching there. It is encouraging a parent to have their girls vaccinated. It is encouraging young women to go for screening, and men also to support your wives, your partners, your cousins, or the female people that you have in your circles. Encourage them to go for screening and give them all the support that they would need.
Of course.
Yeah. And then from your perspective, what do you think would be some of the challenges for Zambia to reach the 90-70-90 strategy?
Okay. Well, the first thing I think is screening clinics.
Yes.
I don't think when we dive into the rural areas, I don't think we have so many at the moment. And then I also think just, sensitizing women.
Yeah.
We need to sensitize it more, because there's still people who are asking, like, where in Lusaka can I go for this? I think that would be their biggest challenge. But once, as advocates, speak out and let people know where to go and what to do and the advantages of taking the vaccine, I think we'll do all right. But our biggest problem here will be centers and education.
What do you think the community and individuals can do to contribute towards this target?
Especially for women, let's be sisters keepers.
Yeah.
Let's just go out there in the community. If you have to tell the Sido who sells tomatoes, go ask her, hey, Sido, when was the last time you went? And just try to educate a sister, I wish a sister educated me.
And I'm glad you are educating sisters, you are educating families, you are educating the nation.
Of course.
Yeah. And now, you see, each and every step that goes on in our lives or that we go through has got an impact, right?
Of course.
What was the impact on your life based on your cervical cancer journey?
The impact. Yes. I like to think that it made me stronger. It made me more appreciative of life. Because at first, when I first got it, I thought God didn't like me.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, why me? He doesn't like me or something.
Yeah.
But after I got over the depression and the anger, there are a lot of feelings that are involved. And the RT and chemo are very damaging. And even the doctors told me, the thing that hurt me the most was fertility. They honestly told me, we honestly don't know. It's a slim chance that you may be able to have kids. And we don't know. And that was what broke me the longest as a woman, But I learned to trust God in that process.
Yeah.
I learned to trust my family. I learned to trust my friends. And it also showed me who was really there for me at that particular time. Yeah, but it's made me stronger. It's made me more grateful. And I just want to grow. From the experience. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Oh, okay, great. And you just spoke about the issues of fertility and all that. And I remember when you said when you were just having abnormal periods and all that, you are given contraceptives
Exactly.
to help you balance that, because the hospitals didn't know what was going on,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, so I feel like that also could have contributed to that. And now being told that your chances of conceiving are slim, that's also like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, do you have a child now?
Yeah.
Not yet. We're heading there.
We're heading
the
there.
twins are coming. The twins are coming.
Amen.
Okay, so what advice would you give a young person who is watching us today and they're facing a similar experience?
What I'd like to say to that person, sorry, there's a hair in my eye, I think.
Yeah. And Willow, I see you. Okay.
What I like to say is, for every young woman out there, whatever the situation is, even cancer, make sure you get yourself checked. Get a gynecologist on speed dial. Also register with your closest clinic just for anything that you may find weird, be it your breasts, your stomach, anyway. You know, cancer is spreading around the world, and no matter what you go through, know that God loves you and that there are people that are out there supporting you as well.
Okay. So you see, in our community, the cervix is like, don't talk about that. Like, I come from a very traditional home.
Exactly.
I come from a very native traditional home where you're not free to talk about the cervix. Where's more if you say it in your language? Like, I'm Chewa, so hey.
You have to tell me that after this. I need to hear that. I need to hear
tell
that.
you off the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, it's a very uncomfortable conversation altogether. And you see, people hide in the shell. But I would like to ask you, what has embodied you? What has encouraged you to share your story today?
Well, when I first, it took some time because I spoke about it on social media some time back.
Okay.
On my personal account. It took some time to talk about it, but when I started opening up to women, they're like, oh, okay, this can happen. Oh, this, what? Oh, and you know, and I eventually talked about it online. I talked about it, I think, like once or twice. And you know, it was such good feedback, but I think I just got busy with school and everything, and it was my bad. But I need to go back.
Let's go back, girl. Let's go back. And also, one of my last questions would be, you see, when you're meeting a new partner, relationship-wise, do you find it hard to tell your partner, to say, I've gone through this? Like, at what point do you tell them?
I will not lie to you. I went paranoid.
Were you dating at the time?
At that time, no, I wasn't.
Okay, so now when somebody came in your life, like, how comfortable did you feel to open up to them?
First of all, I interrogated them.
Yeah?
Do you have HPV?
Look at you. Yeah.
And you know, because like you can like I'm like, you know what, right now I know the other CS, STDs or whatever, but do you have HPV? Like, you know, like I was so scared, and I was so lucky.
Yeah.
And it got crazy. Like, it just doesn't end at VCT. We gotta go deeper.
Papa.
Like, and I know there's a lot of advocacy going around VCT, but we also need the same energy with HPV as well.
So my final question is, what are your hopes and goals for the future as Ashley?
Well, I accidentally found myself in this industry, but I just want to grow in this particular industry, which is the hospitality and tourism sector. So going back to school eventually soon.
Yes.
my employer has always been an advocate for growth. So
Yes.
I'm in a place that stimulates that, and I just want to grow with academics and career-wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that your workplace stimulates that, because you see, we spend most of our times at work. But it's like we visit home and we stay at work. You know,
Exactly.
because you're home, you're tired, you want to sleep and all that. And it's a very good thing if your employers give you that room to grow. And they give you that liberty to let your inner you know, your creativity gets to be into use, and encourage you to go to school and all that. So I'm happy that you are happy at your workplace, which is
Best Western Plus Hotel.
okay. Yes. Ashley, imagine you are asked not to have any type of food, but only eat one type of food for the rest of your life. Ashley, I've got one question for you.
Okay.
So imagine you are asked to eat one type of food for the rest of your life. So you're having that food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What would it be?
It would be like, if it's a type of meat, I can do different styles, eh?
Yeah.
I'd say beef.
Thank you so much, my sister, for joining us. And so happy. Take care. I'm happy you're cancer free. And thank you for joining us. So that was Ashley, a cervical cancer survivor. So she was here to share her story. I hope you have learned one or two things. And if you are a woman and you have not yet gone for screening, please get your screening at your nearest health facility. Also, allow your girls aged between 9 and 15 to have their HPV vaccine. So from me, Idah, until next time, bye.
So I'm breaking the silence. I'm breaking the silence.
Let's go get her.
Feel free to follow us on all our social media platforms at Zambian Cancer Society: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. You should also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss an episode. Contact us on 0976 659914.